off the stuff. These don't need to be cut just in half, okay? Because they're going to be soft anyway.
Just in half?
Yeah.
This is an handy-dandy thing. Get that refrigerator, move it down. Take out this window door here, move it over to here.
I don't want to do no remodeling.
It's not a remodel.
Seems like a remodel.
The refrigerator here, you have to put another set of whole cabinet with the door. I'll take it to the bank, or you can take that to the bank.
Celery's okay. What am I do about
You
you?
say that to a woman with a knife in her hand?
All right, this is zucchini. The zucchini goes with the roasted vegetables. Nice. All right. Corn.
I'm back over here. Go over here, get a bowl.
Always remember I am recording. It's all right. It's no problem. I edit most of it.
Well, I was telling you that.
No, it's important. See all that corn, look. Okay. The corn, I'm gonna give it a little bit of this just for good measure. Just for good measure. I hardly go wrong with that.
What did you put in the corn?
I always give it a little bit of ranch too. And a little pepper. I think my pepper's about gone.
Oh,
What'd you do?
I about threw the peppers in the garbage can. I was cutting them up.
A little paprika. With this all, I put in the oven at about 400. Okay.
She don't know the corn for today. She don't know. They may be headed toward Bristol.
All right, what I do here is I cut up the butter. I use a lot of butter, but I cut it up into smaller pieces so it seems to, the butter seems to be what steams. It's real simple too. There's nothing to this. You can wrap it in full, or you can put it in Corningware. Either one. And a Corningware, which I generally like. I've been trying to use some of that Corningware. I'm just not sure about it yet. This gets a lot of butter because the butter is what makes it good. I might give it just a little more butter. I know, it's a lot of butter. But I'm 65, and if the butter kills me, it'll have to stand in line of everything else going on. It'll have to jump ahead of everything else that would like to kill me.
I was trying to type back whenever, but I couldn't.
I'm gonna stick a butter down underneath there. There's one. I believe I'm in good shape. Now I'm going to wrap it in foil. Now I'm just going to set it to the side and leave it on. These are, what are these called again?
Zucchini.
What?
Zucchini.
Zucchini. I don't think they actually have a taste. Okay, zucchini. But they seem to do, they look good. I'm just not sure they have a taste. Give me a little baggie to put these in, huh? And what I found is, and you'll see this in a minute, I'm doing a lot more narration than I should, but I put this stuff in a baggie with a paper towel. We see it somewhere. Where do you see it, Jan? TikTok or something? Huh?
Facebook reel.
Facebook reel. We put these in a baggie with a paper towel. And they last for days. You just put a paper towel in there with it. And I put the paper towel in there, put the paper towel with it. It'll work good. Okay. These potatoes we're going to use for the roast. Okay. I got a few bad ones, Dan. Okay, and on the potatoes for the roast, we cut them about like that, don't you? About half, about quarters, and then take them like that. Does that work out? That'd be about right? A little bigger or a little smaller? What do you think?
I don't like the peeling on them.
Oh, well, I like the peeling. The peeling's where all the nutrients come from.
It's like you don't take the crust off your peels for the nutrients.
Anyway, we're cutting them up about in this size for the roast. All right, peppers are ready. Peppers will go in a baggie also. And the carrots are ready. And the carrots will go in a baggie also. Carrots, peppers, baggie. Get a little shot of spray so nothing sticks to the bottom just in case. All right. I'm going to hit that with a little bit of Italian. And, okay, all right, now. Okay, oh. I've been using, this is an extensive arguments over it, but I've been using some frozen broccoli rather than fresh broccoli, and here's why. Broccoli don't seem to last long. I can't tell the difference. Janice says there's a big difference. Okay. Carrots. Okay. Peppers. I'm gonna put the peppers in there. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little shot of Italian. A few more broccoli. Everybody seems to like broccoli. Tonight we're making 2 roasts. We've got everything back here. And we're making way too much stuff. That seems to be a common trait that I have. We're making, that is a lot of stuff, Dan. We're making the potato skins.
And potato skins will be fine. And then
Vegetables.
You don't need to do the vegetables. You don't want to.
Well, everybody, they like it. Kelsey likes the vegetables, and Chris likes the vegetables. Okay. Kelsey don't like them, but okay. On the vegetables,
That's why potatoes like
give it a little bit of ranch. Okay. Well, ranch always does good on everything. Okay. Now, butter. This takes a good stick of butter for sure. The vegetables, it takes about a good stick to make that, because what I found is it doesn't steam off of it. The butter's what makes it steam. What's those people called, that the heart people, that National Surgeons General people, Jan? Heart?
American Heart Association.
American Heart Association will probably frown upon the amount of butter, wouldn't they? Well, they know.
It's in the roast.
Yeah, give me. Cut me up one piece to put in the vegetables. Just one piece, okay? Okay. Okay, now, see that? Only thing that's missing is a little bit of celery. Just for good measure. I hit it with a little salt. Just a little bit there. And mash it around. Set them out, let them get up to everything there, get around room temperature. All right, I think it's been 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 hours and 49 minutes on the crock pot. On the I'm gonna drop it down to warm, take it off of high. I'm a little hesitant about the beef in it, but I think take it down. I don't know, I'm gonna leave it on high. Okay, the Instapot, release the steam from it, and there it is. It's been warming now for a little over 3 hours. After it's finished cooking, it goes into a warm mode, which is very, very good. I like that. Put the lid back on. So I'm going to put the lid back on it. Well, I'm going to try to anyway. I got it. I'm going to leave it on warm. I transferred my vegetables out of the big thing over to the small. And my vegetables and my corn, because some of my dinner guests said they had some other appointments. So I'm going to I'm setting this up to 50 minutes at 376. Okay. I'm not going to let it preheat. I'm going to go ahead and put these in, simply because it's just corn and vegetables and it won't hurt it. So We'll come back and check on all that when it's done. All right, I forgot to show this on these potato skins that I made. But 3 different kinds of cheeses. I take the potato and a regular russet potato and I wrap it up in a wet paper towel. Put 2 of them in the microwave, and I don't use a microwave hardly ever, but I used it for this. I wrap them in a wet paper towel, put them in there 14 minutes, which might be a little long. I could go back to 13, but 14 minutes. Bring them out, cut them into quarters, or sometimes even smaller. Then I throw the different stuff on them. Paprika, ranch seasoning, of course, 3 different kinds of cheese, and bacon bits. I'll show them to you when they come out. Okay, here they are, done. And you can cook them a little bit, just according to how long you want to cook them. You can cook them a little less than what I do, a little more than what I do. I put 3 different kinds of cheeses on these. Real easy to fix. Everybody seems to like them. I didn't make as many as I usually do. Usually I do a whole pan full. But I'm trying to convince people that they're not supposed to be a meal. They're just supposed to be something that you eat with a little sour cream on it, or ranch dressing or something. They're not supposed to be a whole meal. Somehow, Colson can't understand that. But anyway, that's it. The rest I'll show you when we get done with the, I've been stirring the, first time I've used a crock pot. But I thought I turned it down on warm.
Is it
Still cook on warm? It's just on warm. Anyway, I'm getting ready to turn everything off and let it just sit there and simmer until they get here. Alright, here are the vegetables. They turned out extremely good. Vegetables in here. Set them over there. And here's the corn. Corn always turns out very good. There's not much of a way you can mess that up. I don't believe there is. Now, I'm going to get mine. Did you get yours out of the Instant Pot, honey? Okay, I'm going to get mine.
Did you make 2 of these or just 1?
Just one. Out of the Instant Pot. See what it looks like when I get done. Well, alright. Here is. Jess does her plate all neat. Lay down, everything looks very good. Mine, I separate just a little bit. Final product. Vegetables here. Come out pretty good. That's it. The devil, he said if you resist him, Brian,
he will flee.
He'll flee.
Yeah.
Okay? So
Yeah.
what do you think?
Well, I mean, and the same, James, he talks about the same things. Remember that it comes from our own evil desires. That's where it comes from. To be honest, all the devil can do is dangle the carrot.
Right.
That's the only power he has over
Right.
you. But when you understand it's you and your spirit and your flesh, that's the battle
Right.
that goes on in your mind. Like, you know, before in my old life, when my flesh said I wanted something, my mind said go get it.
Right.
You know, but you know, being transformed by the renewing of your mind thing is now when my flesh wants something, I got to go to my mind where the Holy Spirit lives, and He's
Right.
like, that's not for you.
Right.
You know, so there's a
Yeah.
difference. You know, I have. There's a voice of reason up there besides my own. You know,
That's great wisdom.
so
there is.
That's kind of and you know, you got to be intentional. I don't think you can carry out this walk half-heartedly. You know,
Right,
then it could really be hard.
Yeah.
You know, because like me, I got to be very intentional with the way what I do with my time, the things I take into my eyes and my ears and,
Right.
and those kind of things. I got to be real intentional about those things. You know, I got to spend time with the Lord and in prayer and reading. And I got fellowship, and I got to share. You know, the good news of anybody who will listen. Those kind of things. You know, you got to be intentional about.
Yeah.
It makes you more aware. You know.
I agree. Out of the truck and have him get the loader, and come and hook to me and pull me up a hill. He got out and got about 10 feet in front of me, and the truck just took off backwards like a sled. 3,000 gallons of diesel. It just took off sliding, just like I was one of them bobsled people in the Olympics. And then it just swung around the front end and straightened up, straight down the hill. I'm just flying. It's sliding. So I just reached up and knocked it in neutral and let it go. And I was riding it, rode down the bottom of that hill. You know, he just stepped out of it, and there it went. And then I turned back around again and got me a run ago, and I made it up there the next time. But, I mean, there's stuff that we went through that was just, you know, it was crazy, the things that we lived through, that God took care of us. You know, you had to have a plan. My Lord.
Well, yeah.
Navigating parenthood, letting children struggle is key to fostering their growth.
What we do for them.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We have to really be careful. And that's hard to do because of your heart. And the more your heart is for them, I mean, anytime my kids will whimper wanting to do something, I jump in behind them, you know what I mean, and want to help them and do, all right, how do you want to do this? What do you want to do? You know, and really, and that wasn't what happened. You know, there's a part of my life that when I was younger, when I got older, Dad and Mom were always there. Any venture I wanted to do, anything I did, they got in with me and helped me.
Right.
But early on, I had to push myself. And I think if we don't let them push, you know, I share with my kids, as long as you're not hateful and a rear end, I'm going to love you anyway, but you ain't going to get my money if you're hateful. And you're not going to get what your mom and I work for if you're rude and arrogant.
Right.
Okay? And you have to, your kids, I think they have to struggle a little bit to make them strong.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and I'm guilty of that now because, you know, I never had a lot.
Right.
You know, because of some choices Mom and Dad made.
Right.
But, you know, now that, you know, I want to bless my kids.
Right.
I want them to have nice things. But, you know, like my oldest son last year, his clothes started becoming idols to him.
Right.
So I took them all. If it had a name brand on it, I took them. You know, you can wear black jogging pants and a white T-shirt and a pair of $25 Vans, buddy.
Right.
You know, but he you know, he learned a lesson from that. But again, you know, he asked him one day, I said, what do you want to be? He said, well, I want to be just like you. And I said, well, do you understand the things it took to be me? It took a lot of, you know, struggling and work and those kind of things. You just can't be something and be it.
Right.
You know, you got to take the same steps that it took to be that. So, yeah, I agree with that 100%, you know.
Yeah, when he wanted to do that, what you ought to got him was a good Craftsman toolbox and a late model Ford. A crazy man and a crazy woman. You want them to be together so they don't mess up two other people. But out there, when you fool, I think what a man wants when he comes home, he wants peace. He wants quiet. Okay, I mean, not like you're not talking or anything, but he wants peace when he comes home into a home. He don't want confusion and anarchy.
Right.
And
well, that's you know, like, to be honest, every relationship I was ever in, I never truly loved them. Actually, I probably never truly loved anybody until, you know, until I learned what love really was.
Right.
You know, I love people for what I could gain.
Right.
You know what I mean? That was kind of my motive. But now, you know, like me and my wife, our marriage works because we followed the instructions, and I don't take things so personal.
Right.
I understand that we're living in a fallen world, and
Right.
some that, like, when I'm off or something, you know, she'll say, honey, have you prayed today?
Right.
Have you read the word today? Because, you know, this ain't you. I don't take it personal.
Right.
And the same way with her. So,
Right.
and so like this morning, you know, we sit down in the mornings and read scripture together and pray over each other and pray over our kids. And so things like that. Our kids see that.
Yeah.
You know, and they talk about traditions like Halloween. We don't do Halloween. We get a pumpkin every day we sit down for the month of October, we sit down and write something we're grateful for
Right.
on there, and our
cool.
boys love that.
Yeah.
You know, and my oldest one said, "Yeah, I'm gonna do that with my family." So just things like that, just you know, teaching them new things.
I like traditions. And I think, let's talk about this. I think one of the challenges is the people that you're around. You know, I try to spend time, make sure I purposely spend time in my life with successful people in areas.
Right.
Now, to me, I have a big thing that I share. Success has so little to do with money, as far as I'm concerned. It has all to do with choice.
Right.
Okay? So when I say I want to be around successful people, I want to be people that can choose to be free.
Right.
Okay, and I think that there's things that bring freedom where you can choose to be free, but being around some people can greatly cause things to work worse. I mean, if you get around somebody that wants to slap somebody all the time and wants to beat this person up and wants to do this, I mean, it ain't long till you want to fight with them.
Right.
Okay.
Well, and the Bible warns us about that too, you know, about who you surround yourself with. I heard a saying one time, says you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. You know, so you need to choose wisely.
Right.
You know, I heard that, and that makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
You know, so just being intentional, really. That's
Yeah. You're talking about somebody interesting. This past year, we went to a big horse show in Tennessee, and that we go to every year. And Dean Kennedy come, and Tim Boyd, and Dwayne.
Yeah.
We're all together. I swear if we didn't tell more stories and had more stuff we come up, and we got talking about things, we wore everybody out around us talking about yesterday and the things we'd been through and just laughing and going on about it. Dean's got a lot of stories and things that he shares, and I'll never be able to get him in front of a camera. But
A lot about Carl.
oh man, I mean, I think about Carl, that what he in his life. I mean, how rich.
The walk to D.C. was amazing.
Yeah. Carl said battery. He didn't say battery. He said something to me. We talked about something. He said battery. I remember can't remember a lot of stuff where my truck's parked sometimes, but he would say battery. And he wore his toboggan about half up on his head. And I'll do it sometimes. And I tell Chris, his granddaughter, I said, I'm playing a Carl today. I've got my hat up on top of my head, you know. I jumped over top of the altar. I jumped over top of it.
Yeah.
And I got a couple of them black ladies. We grabbed her and wrapped her up in a sheet, tied her up, took her down in the floor, and cast the devils out of her.
Yeah.
But I mean, you didn't have to wonder, is there a devil? You know. I was in a service one night back down in Mexico. It must have been 2,500, 3,000 people. About 6 light bulbs hanging on a string in the middle of nowhere on a big cement platform, and the whole crowd hushed. Went whoosh, like a wind fell over top of them. And all of a sudden they got to crowing like roosters. Devils crowing. Yeah. And one of them spoke perfect English, stand up on the front and said, I won't come out. And we got the casting devils out all night long. But I mean, you didn't have to wonder nowadays where, let me share this, and it's all right, okay? We don't have to agree on everything. I like you, and I think you're sharp. I admire you. I would say that right before I make sure if we do disagree.